So about a week ago, I made a video discussing the breakdown of the KickVic side of this case. Now, since then, things have only gotten a lot worse for them. I was going to say worse, but that doesn't do it justice. Their side is literally breaking down by the second, it seems. Allow me to show you. There's a couple stories I want to go over in this video. Let's get to it. Now, the first bit of news I want to cover in this video is the Be There hashtag. You might be confused about how this relates to Vic Mignogna, and I'll explain. However, some of you might be familiar with this already, as I did cover this story slightly in a recent live stream. However, I didn't make a video on it, so I'm going to bring this up in this one, since it does pertain to the breakdown of the KickVic movement. Go ahead and watch this video, and then we'll continue from there. Although, let me give you some brief context behind the two people on screen. Here you have Brittany Karbowski and John Swayze. Brittany Karbowski, famous for being in anime such as A Certain Scientific Railgun and Index, where she played Mikoto Misaka. She's also been in popular anime such as Parasite the Maxim and Fairy Tail. John Swayze is famous for his work in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Where the Heart Is, and Dark Water.
Hi, I'm John Swayze.
And I'm Brittany Karbowski. In recent weeks, our little nerd community has been shaken up. There have been revelations about stuff, rebuttals about stuff, and hopefully reflections about stuff.
But unfortunately, the dialogue has turned divisive and disrespectful, and most recently, dangerous. There have been threats, real threats that are both unhelpful and unhealthy, but also irrational and illegal.
But wait, we don't do that.
That's not us.
We're nerds, not bullies.
We don't threaten each other.
There's no place for that here in Nerd Paradise.
We are a family.
We nurture each other.
We share with each other.
We celebrate each other's weirdness.
We lift each other up and we protect each other.
We are better than this.
So remember, be good.
Be nice.
Be aware.
And most importantly,
be there for those in need.
Be there.
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 Now, the problem I have with this video is that it just comes off so insincere. You can tell that they have rehearsed this same exact script multiple times before starting the video. And I have to admit that the timing is also very suspicious, happening only after the news that Vic Mignogna actually retained his own legal team. While the underlying message of the hashtag Be There is not bad, to be there for each other, to help each other out, the fact is, I am highly skeptical that they actually feel that way. It just comes off, as I said, very insincere, along with the timing, that they are just trying to cover their own backs because their outrage against Vic Mignogna isn't going as they planned. Of course, this is only my opinion. I don't have any proof that that is actually the case, but it's just the way I feel, and a lot of people feel the same way. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the original post from John Swayze on February 19th, accumulating over 700 retweets and 1,900 likes. You can see a lot of the comments on this original post were very supportive of the message. This guy's saying 100%. This guy's saying, honestly, thank you all for this. It's helped me remember and believe that things will get better. You are all amazing and supportive of the people, for each other in the community. Love, be there. Needed this today, thank you. So it goes on and on and on. A lot of support from people about this message. And like I said, it is not a bad message. It just comes off extremely, extremely insincere. So these are the replies from the post on February 19th. But let's take a look over here. On a repost of the Be There video by Kyle Colby Jones, you can see the comment section is not quite the same. From February 20th onwards, you have a lot of people criticizing the video. The first top comment saying, I stand with Vic. Below that, practice what you preach. Below that, we are family. Guess what, Monica? Families are still known for backstabbing each other. Someone that I consider to be part of my family, a coach, turned on me to make me look as bad as possible to everyone else so he could get his own son in the spotlight. A lot of criticism in the comment section here because more people are being aware of the Be There hashtag and how hypocritical their message comes off due to the fact that a lot of these same people just came from backstabbing one of their own to the point where they now have to hire a legal team to try and salvage a career that they worked on for 20 years and lost due to an outrage mob on Twitter. And like I said, a lot of these same people in the Be There movement were responsible for spreading and witch hunting Vic Mignogna with the KickVic hashtag. They certainly do not practice what they preach. Now, this post is just one I pulled up from many in the Be There hashtag area. This guy Paul goes on to say, "Everybody, there needs to be a truce right damn now before this escalates even further than it already has. Tell anyone you can to spread the message. Thank you. Truce. Ceasefire. Be there." So it's funny. Again, now that Vic has hired a legal team and is taking action against a lot of the people who have committed injustice against him, they suddenly want a truce. They want a ceasefire. They no longer want to promote the witch hunting. Once their side starts losing, they start to panic and fall apart and turn on each other, because these are the kind of people that, as we see, have no problem turning on each other, and they will start doing that right now as their side continues to break down. Speaking of breaking down, let's take a look at Ron Toy's Twitter. There's a number of tweets I want to take a look at from February 19th. However, these only recently surfaced because, as a lot of you probably know, Ron Toy's Twitter was privated when he ran away from the heat. However, he recently unprivated it, and we can now take a look at some tweets he made on February 19th. Similar to the Be There story I just covered, Ron Toy was also trying to run away from the fight that he started. Take a look at some of these tweets. Ron Toy threatens Vic Mignogna before protecting. I shared a pic from a false swatting. I apologize for that at Vic Mignogna. I don't support false reports. I want the community to heal, and what Sammy did was wrong. Sorry. I can admit when I'm wrong. I should have not shared that pic, but I thought it was true. False claims suck. It hurts the real survivors and isn't fair. I want healing on both sides. I don't condone the falsification on either side or violence. I also want to say that I have acted childish. Monica was under attack. I have responded to some with profanity. Vic needs help for what he did, but I could have handled this better. No one wants division. Sorry I can't produce additional evidence, but I am changing the way I go about this. People don't need any more hate. To the people I was rude to, I'm sorry. To Vic Mignogna, I hope you get the help you are working on, and I would like to talk to you man to man on the phone to address my issues and extend an olive branch. If you are down, DM me for number. So this is hilarious and disgusting for a number of reasons. For those of you that are not familiar with the olive branch saying that he stated here, that just means that you want truce, you want a ceasefire, you want peace, you don't want to fight anymore, which again is so funny because Ron Toy and the other people in the KickVic movement started this whole thing. They smeared Vic Mignogna's name, contacted the companies he works for, even went so far as to contact the conventions he was scheduled at, only to ruin his career in such a brute force manner. Now that he is fighting back with a legal team the way it should be done, these people don't want a piece of it anymore. He literally is asking Vic to give him a call so they can try and make amends. He is so scared of being taken to court. He unprivated his Twitter, is trying to get a hold of Vic now. It is just beyond hilarious and ironic. Now, I also said that this is disgusting in my opinion, and let me explain why I feel that way. This whole scenario reminds me of something from middle school where you have a group of bullies picking on the one weaker kid, and suddenly that weaker kid fights back and the bullies don't want a piece of him anymore. That's what's happening here. All these people stabbed Vic in the back, smeared his name, threw him into the dirt, and they weren't done there. They continued to kick him while he was down. Vic is a very nice and humble person, and he was letting this happen for a while, but now that he has decided to stand up for himself, and not just for himself, but for the entire anime community that is backing him. Now that he has taken that step, these people are retreating and running. They can't bully him anymore, and they are trying to find their new target, one that's weaker than Vic Mignogna is now. Let's move on to another story that has been breaking the KickVic movement apart. Once again, from Ghost Shell Zen. You may be familiar with Ghost Shell Zen, and if you're not, a few weeks ago, they came out with an accusation against Jamie Marchi for apparent sexual assault. Now, I do not know if this is true or not, and I am actually highly skeptical of these claims. To be quite honest, I have no opinion on if this is factual or not, and I am only reporting this from a news standpoint. So allow me to give you the details. Ghost Shell Zen says in this tweet, "Why is Marchi Mark attending your cons when she is being taken to court by me for sexual assault while many other victims are coming forward? It is highly problematic that these cons are protecting rapists at Planet KC Chris, at Planet Comic Con, at Galaxy Con Min, at Galaxy Con Rich, at SCC Comic Con. I am disgusted that these cons knowingly promote and enable abusers like Jamie Marchi while us victims have to hide in shame. #MeToo. He then goes on to say, I call upon the community to help stop these cons from harboring people like Jamie Marchi. Enough is enough. And he links the classic tweet where Jamie Marchi said, yes, I want his head. Well, you know this tweet. You can go ahead and read it. I'm sure everybody has seen this one by now. And he goes on to say even farther, as victims, we will no longer be silenced by sexual abusers like Marchi or homophobes like Sabbath. Goes on to tag a lot of other people and put some hashtags there. So it's definitely an interesting scenario. So regardless if this is true or not, I do believe that Ghost Shell is trying to make a point. What he's doing with this series of tweets and the ones from a week or two ago is pretty apparent. He's making a point. What he's doing is very similar to what happened to Vic Mignogna with allegations on Twitter with no substantial evidence behind them. It is exposing the hypocrisy of the KickVic movement because they are not supporting Ghost Shell and his accusations. However, the same people that supported KickVic widely accepted that they had to bring in any support for any accusations. Otherwise, they would say that they were being victim shamed, or the people that weren't supporting those claims were victim shaming. Now, you guys are going to love this. Apparently, Jamie Marchi has already had a convention canceled. I literally just shared this yesterday to show our support, and the same con canceled her for speaking out. Trash! I cannot believe a con would punish a victim for being outspoken. This is why victims do not speak up. They are harassed, threatened, blamed, punished, and if they react in any manner that is not meek or submissive or to their victim standards, they further victimize them. Boycott SC Comic-Con, victim blaming sacks of shit. Like I just pointed out in the Ghost of Shell Zen story, these people on the KickVic side of the movement will pick and choose who they want to support. Here they go on to say that SC Comic-Con is victim blaming Marchi. However, they aren't supporting Ghost Shell Zen and their accusations. What about Ghost Shell Zen being a victim? You don't support them, so why do you get to pick and choose which victim should be shamed or not? Because it is beyond hypocritical. Honestly, while covering this Vic Mignogna case, I have never been exposed to so much hypocrisy in my life. Now, as we wrap this video up, I do want to mention something good. Anime Matsuri is a convention from June 13th to 16th, and apparently they have actually not canceled Vic Mignogna. So if you do want to support a convention that is going to retain Vic Mignogna on their roster, definitely consider supporting Anime Matsuri. Now, you might want to fact check this, but as far as I know, they haven't removed him. Now, of course, if you are planning on going there, or if this is going to change your mind to entice you to go there, just double check to be sure he's making an appearance. I don't want to steer anyone the wrong way, especially when costs are involved, such as tickets and flight and hotel stay. But it does seem like Anime Matsuri will have Vic Mignogna there. Again, just double check and be sure before you make a move if you are considering going there. And keep in mind that things might change between now and June 13th. Hopefully, things will change for the best and more conventions will reschedule Vic, assuming that he's still willing to have his panel at those conventions. But there is also the chance that this changes for the negative and they remove Vic from their roster, although that does seem unlikely. I just wanted to make all those disclaimers as I wrap this video up. With that said, you've made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, a comment maybe, and subscribe if you're not, and turn that notification bell on as well so you can be aware of all upcoming videos and live streams. And if you want to do a little bit extra to support this channel and the content that we are making, consider becoming a sponsor over on Patreon. And with all that said, my friends, I will catch you next time.